Shalom Aleichem, people of the world. Baruch Hashem, we're here. It's an amazing thing how in every day you can find yourself dipping into the deepest water of them all and finding your way out, and then standing on stable, solid ground, happy and powerful, grateful and proud of yourself, and then in the next day, boom, you find yourself in the same position with your face down and diving. And then like a person is asking himself, what am I not improving? Am I not growing in my avodah, in my effort? There's no great results to my effort, to my power that I was investing. And the answer is that every day is a new challenge and is a new day. And the fact that yesterday you went to the depths and brought down some diamonds and pearls from the depths, it doesn't mean that if today you go, you're going to bring the same diamonds. Even if they're going to look the same, you're going to bring the same pearls. Even if they're going to look the same, and even if they might worth the same, it's a second portion. It's another amount. It's an additional portion that you just gained and brought into your treasures. And I remember once I heard a funny story. There was a rich person, no, let's say a king. There was a king, and he wanted to give and to share from his treasures. And he found that poor guy that he really like. He chose him, and he called him. I don't remember the real beginning of that tale. Something like that. That poor guy did a favor to the king or something. He was nice to him in a way, and the king decided to reward him, and told him, "Okay, you have my permission to go to my treasures, and the guard that is appointed on the treasures, he will let you in. Give him that letter, and take as much as you want, whatever you want. You can take, fill your pockets, your vessels, like whatever you need, just take, and it's yours." And that poor guy was so thankful to the king and told him, "Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. It's amazing and great." And he went so proud with his paper, waving his paper to everyone. "Look what I've got! Look what I've got!" And he came to the gate of the treasures, and he shows the paper to the guard, and he looks at that paper and says, "Okay, welcome, no problem. I agree. Yeah, there's no problem. You can. It's good. Just get in and take as much as you can." So that poor guy went into the treasurer's room, and he looks to the sides and he sees golden coins and cups and good stones and like everything that a person can dream of. Huge diamonds in different colors, and everything is offered over there. You can just collect as much as you can. So he started to take some amazing, nice, beautiful golden coins, and he tries to put them in his right pocket, but unfortunately he had a huge hole in his pocket, so all the coins fell to the ground. So he picked them back and put them on the left side. On the left side he had just a small tiny hole, so it was okay. He filled that pocket with coins. He didn't have more pockets in his pants, so he didn't know really what to do. He had his hat, so he took his hat off and put some like nice diamonds, 7 or 8 big diamonds over there, and he was so happy and proud of himself. He took one cup to his left and a few more coins under his armpit, and like walking with heavy duty, heavy treasures on him. And the guard is looking at him walking like that, like a like a duck with his treasures, and so proud of himself and happy finds himself. And the king told him, you have 1 hour to be in my treasures. That was part of the deal. The king told him, you have 1 hour that you can take whatever you need. And after like 7 minutes, he was already out, after impressing and drooling on all the treasures, and like he was out with what that he was able to collect in his hands. And the guard saw him leaving the place after 7 minutes and looked at him, and so the guard hit him in his back, and all the treasures fell down to the ground outside of the room. So the poor guy looked at him and told him, what are you doing? It belongs to me. So he told him, oh yes, I'm sorry, yes, of course, it all belongs to you. So he told him, why you hit me? He said, no, look, I'm sorry, I apologize. Go, take some more, take other things. He told him, but don't hit me again. He said, no, everything is good. Go take whatever you need. So he went back to the treasures, and with this suspicious look, he's collecting more diamonds and more stones and more golden coins, and another cup he holds under his arm, and taking it all out, and look at him with cautious, being careful, and tells the guard, is it okay that I'm taking it? He said, yeah, no problem, you can walk away with peace, and God bless you. And he walked, and right after he passed the guard, again the guard hit him and pushed him down to the ground, and again everything fell to the ground. So he took out the paper, the poor guy, and tells him, look, I have this paper, what are you doing? I'm going to complain, the king is my friend. Told him, listen, I'm sorry, it was a mistake. Please go take whatever you need. So that poor guy again went in and took again all the things that he could. And third time comes out, and the guard pushed him again to the ground. And fourth time and fifth time. And then when he finished leaving the room with the treasures in the eighth time, so the guard told him, listen, I'm sorry, please, I need to close the treasure. So he went out with everything, and he's looking at the guard, waiting to see if he will push him again. So the guard told him, now I will keep all those treasures for you for another couple of minutes. Go look for a bag and collect everything that fell on the ground. So the message in this story is that the guard had mercy on that poor guy. The poor guy came to the treasure and took 7-8 diamonds and finished his work in 7 minutes, when he could spend there a whole hour to collect and collect and collect. But he didn't have vessels, he didn't have a bag, he didn't have huge bags to put those treasures that he was able to carry in 1 hour of digging into those treasures. So the guard found a way, not the best way, but the most productive that he could find in that situation, and pushed him down to the ground, and all the treasures fell down, and then he sent him back again to collect more. And now, after 1 hour that he visited the treasures for 8 times, he had a nice pile over there waiting for him outside. He went and brought a bag and took all those treasures that he wouldn't take on his own without that help of that guard. So us were similar to that, because many times we want certain things to achieve, and we want to enjoy the bounty of this world, and even in a spiritual aspect, people want to fix their attributes, their midot, they want to be nicer people, and they think that by doing it once or twice or 3 times or achieving a certain amount, so that is just like, okay, the result already came. No, the fact that you earned something today doesn't mean that tomorrow you cannot earn the same or even more. And with the days and with the years and with the time, we're gaining and we're achieving and we're rising to such beautiful places that if we wouldn't have so many days of repeating the same work and doing the same thing over and over and over, we wouldn't achieve and wouldn't accomplish those huge amounts of pure bounty that we're earning and gaining every day. So very important thing, as much as we can, to remember that there is a supervision on our lives, and that we should not back off and not give up on the loving kindness of Hashem, of the Creator, and should remind ourselves of the fact that we are in a temporary vehicle and a temporary body, working eternal work, a real spiritual work we're working, and we're doing an amazing thing with our stubbornness and with our will that is not finishing and not ending. And we should appreciate ourselves for our effort, and we should remember what really we are doing and how successful we are, and to judge ourselves favorably and not to criticize ourselves and not to hate and not to blame ourselves, just to try to see how to do more and more and more as much as we can for the world. And I think that it also relates in a way to this wonderful special day that we are celebrating today, the Hilula, the anniversary of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the Yortzeit of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, because Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was such a pure heart angel, such a holy man, such an amazing person, and he was able to cancel a decree that was so horrible in the generation of Rabbi Akiva, that Rabbi Akiva was his teacher, was his rabbi. 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva died in a plague. 24,000 people died. And this is why, and we're talking about sages, we're talking about scholars, we're talking about amazing holy people. And they, the students of Rabbi Akiva, all died in those days of the counting of the Omer, those days that we're counting for the Omer. 24,000 people died in 33 days. This is a crazy amount of people. It was a plague, and people were mourning and crying, and screamings were heard from every street, from every house. People knew those scholars. People loved them. They were brothers. They were children. They were parents. They left behind them broken families. And we're talking about thousands of people in one small area, 24,000 dead. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was the one who was able to cancel that decree. And in the 33rd day of the Omer, the day that we are at today, into this mitzvah of counting the Omer, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was able to cancel that decree. And the power of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, we know that is explained by him, that he's saying what is more unique in our group, what is special in our group, means him and his students, that they were able to bring out to the world the holy book that is called the Zohar. The Zohar is like a glow, it's like a shine. It's a very bright and beautiful light that is shining to the world, and that's how he called his book. Few volumes of amazing Torah that is the foundation of all Torah Kabbalah, and the secret of the biblical code. And if you know the book of the Zohar, you would see that it's a fantastic, very amazing and nice book to read, full with stories and amazing tales and wisdom that is treasured in it. And as well, in a deeper layer, is the amazing code of Kabbalah and the secret of the Sfirot and all the spiritual structure of the world. But the book is written in such a beautiful way and with such loving language, and all the words are so sweet and nice, and it's fun to read. It's a real pleasure to learn Zohar. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said that Anan, he said on his group, Anan b'chavivuta talia milta. Our secret, our unique and special light depends on our love for each other. The mutual love that was hovering between the students of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Shimon and his group, his students, was so beautiful. And you can see that in the Zohar. People that learned Zohar, they know, they will tell you, it's amazing. It's like everyone loving each other and nice to each other and kind to each other. You can see conversations over there and they're full of respect and appreciation to each other. And the reason for the plague, for the death of the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva, was because of hatred, because of struggles and fights that were between them. And Rabbi Shimon was able to change that thing. He was able to change that mistake that was growing between the students of Rabbi Akiva. And this is why it's so important for us to understand that it's in our power, even if days are hard, and even if there's a plague outside, and even if people are dying, and even if our own self-esteem is so low, and our vessels themselves are so broken and cracked, and we, our physical and emotional body is scarred and torn and suffering. There is always hope, but the hope is inner. The hope is your approach. That is the hope. Your hope is that you're going to decide to take a different route, to upgrade your path of life, to fix and correct yourself, to become a positive person. And even if difficulties are keep on piling to your plate, even if challenges never stop from your daily schedule, still you need to decide on your own that you want to fix, that you want to take responsibility, that you want to be a better person, and then no one in the world will be able to stop you. All the evil inclination and his armies, all those dark angels that are trying to prevent a person from his success, are only puppets. They're only like voices who are trying to tempt you to take the wrong turn, to make mistakes. But it's in your hand to choose for the good in every life situation and intersection. It's in your hand. The free choice is in the hand of a person to choose always, and you can always choose right. Always. The way to choose and to know how to choose is to be positive, is to be kind, is to be nice, is to be loyal, is to be truthful, is to be generous, is to be understanding and compassionate, and to love and to care, and to use the qualities that have been planted inside of you by God. The amazing character that has been given to you when you're choosing to use your goodness, the light of your soul, the shine of your spirit. And when you choose like that, there will be no evil inclination that will be able to force you, to knock you down, to overpower you. There will be no force in the world. And as high as you're going to aim, that's how high you're going to reach. It's written that Moses said, the verse is saying on Moses, the Bible is testifying on Moses, that it's written on him, Alita lamarom shavita shevi. You went up to the highest place of them all, to the highest sky of them all, and you brought down something that is called shevi. Shevi is like you took something in prison, you captivate something, you were able to bring down something from the sky, from the highest heavens of them all. And the letters Shevi that is written over there, that thing that Moses took when he went down from heaven, of course the simple pshat, the understanding about that verse is that he took down the holy tablets from the sky. But there is also a drash, an inner way to learn that he brought down the soul of Shimon bar Yochai. Shevi is the first letters of the holy name, Shimon bar Yochai, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. And this is why we can realize and understand that the soul of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai is so high and elevated because it was brought by Moses from heaven when he went to bring down the Torah. And Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, last secret about him, and maybe we're gonna finish our nice talk of today with that. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, the first letters of his name, when we write his name like that, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, the word Yochai, from his name Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai said that by the merit of that book, the Zohar Kadosh, that he wrote, that he gave us, by that the Torah will not be forgotten from the nation of Israel. The people will continue learning Torah even in the darkest hours, even in the depth of the exile. And he said that it's going to happen by the merit of him, of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. And he brought a verse to prove that as an evidence. The verse is, Ki lo tishachach mipi zar'o, that it will not gonna be forgotten from the mouth of his seed, of his children. And how can that verse be an evidence that it will be by the merit of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai? That the last letters of that verse, Ki lo tishachach mipi zar'o, that the Torah will not be forgotten from the mouths of his seed, is the last letters of that verse is the letters of the name Yochai. Yochai is the father of Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai means Rabbi Shimon, the son of Yochai. So the verse that he brought, that is a clear promise by God that the Torah will not disappear from the mouths, will not be forgotten from the mouths of Israel, is hiding inside of it the name of the father of that child, that is Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. So you see that all the Torah is one, and all the rivers are connecting to the sea, and all the wisdom is very clear and offered for us as well in our generation, even though we are who we are, to rise and shine and to bring out the light that is treasured inside of us, and to be positive. And it's in our hands to bring the redemption and the complete salvation to the whole world. And if it never happened before, it doesn't mean that it won't happen to us. It will, and it's a promise, and it's a guarantee that it will happen. And it's so simple and obvious that that we are the ones that the Creator choose, because He is waking us up from nowhere, and we are like people that were in very deep sleep, and suddenly our hearts one day started to wake up and to desire goodness and holiness and purity and Torah and Ahavat Chinam, Ahavat Israel, love to the world and love to the nation of Israel and love to the Holy Land. And so you can see that that movement, that awakeness is happening. And if it's happening and thousands of people are waking up all the time, and more people are doing tshuva and coming back to Hashem and finding the roots of their souls and finding themselves and realizing big things about life, it's not an empty thing. It's only for that purpose, for that movement to grow and to get wider and to conquer, to expand, to grow in the world, and to allow more and more to join us and to become members of our holy approach and amazing attitude, looking for goodness and trying to do the best thing that can be done in honesty and with good attributes, with nice manners and in a beautiful and polite way, with patience to everyone and with honor and respect for all. And that's the will of Hashem, the will of the Creator for all His children, to have a safe place to live in and to love each other and care about each other, like Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai said. And with that we'll finish. Anan bechavivuta talia milta. Our quality is the love and friendship that there is between us. May Hashem bless us all to rise and shine and bloom and grow and to succeed, to be healthy and wealthy and not to lack a thing. Amen. In our lives and in the lives of all our loved ones. Amen.